Welcome, everyone, to another deep dive.
Hey there.
Today, we're plunging into the Almanack of Naval Ravikant.
Mm-hmm. A real goldmine of ideas.
Totally. We've gone through your highlights, your notes from this one, and our mission today is pretty clear.
Yeah, what's the plan?
We want to pull out the most important, most actionable bits of knowledge so you can not just, understand them.
But actually start using them, weaving them into your life.
Exactly. Think of it as your shortcut. Get informed, get insights you can actually use, maybe help recall more from what you read and apply it.
Precisely. This isn't just about, passively absorbing information.
Right.
It's about transforming it, making it practical wisdom that helps you day to day. Naval's got this really direct take on everything: wealth, happiness.
Super direct.
And we'll unpack how these ideas can help you clarify your own thinking, make more intentional choices.
Okay, sounds like a plan. Let's dive into that first big piece, the foundation for purposeful action.
Direction over sheer effort.
Yeah, we always hear work hard, right? That's the key.
Standard advice.
But Naval adds this crucial layer. What's the nuance he brings?
Well, he says, sure, hard work is essential. Of course it is.
Can't get around that.
But, and this is the key bit, it has to be directed in the right way.
Yep.
The really profound insight, I think, is that you should not grind at a lot of hard work until you figure out what you should be working on.
So pause before you push.
Exactly. Don't just burn yourself out pushing hard if it's, the wrong wall you're pushing against.
Yeah, that avoids a lot of wasted energy, disillusionment.
Right. It's a call to, strategize first, pause, get clear, then execute with intensity.
And what's fascinating, you were saying this isn't just a one-off decision at the start.
No, not at all. If you connect it to the bigger picture, it highlights how dynamic everything is. Life, careers.
Things change.
Constantly. Naval points out there are no permanent solutions in a dynamic system.
Like software needing updates.
It's exactly like that. Or Facebook redesigning, Twitter redesigning. He says our careers, even our personalities, our teams, they all need constant redesigns.
That makes sense. You can't just set it and forget it.
Nope. And this constant need for adaptation. That's why he thinks optimistic contrarians are the rarest breed.
Okay, unpack that optimistic contrarian.
It's someone who sees possibilities beyond what everyone else is saying, the conventional wisdom.
The herd mentality.
Right. But they're not just contrarian for the sake of it.
Yeah.
They're optimistic, they see a better way, and crucially, they have the courage to, iterate and build towards it, even when it's unpopular.
So it takes vision and guts.
You got it. Vision and gumption.
And this idea of constant redesign, it applies to ourselves too, right? That's where it gets really interesting.
Oh, yeah, deeply personal.
Naval gives us this gem. Tension is who you think you should be. Relaxation is who you are.
Like that.
It's powerful, isn't it? Just pay B. Stop striving to fit some external image.
Let go of the shoulds.
Exactly. And for those really big decisions, the important ones.
What's the advice there?
He says to discard memory and identity and focus on the problem itself.
Strip it down. Why?
Because almost all our biases, he argues, are just time-saving heuristics, mental shortcuts.
Useful sometimes, but
they get in the way of seeing clearly, objectively, especially when the stakes are high.
okay, so that raises a big question then. How do we actually get to who we are, authentically, instead of who we think we should be? Especially for those critical choices.
He suggests a mindset shift, a really powerful one.
Which is?
Moving away from asking, do I like this or do I not like this?
Okay.
And moving towards just observing, this is what it is or this is what it isn't.
Taking the emotion, the personal preference out of the initial assessment, more objective.
Exactly. It helps strip away that personal bias. And the message about authenticity, it's so clear. He says, no one in the world is going to beat you at being you.
You have a monopoly on being you.
Right. Trying to be someone else. He just flat out says, you'll never be good at being somebody else.
So lean into your unique thing, your strengths, your perspective.
That seems to be the core message there.
Okay, so let's say we're getting clear on our direction, embracing authenticity. How do we then make better decisions going forward?
Right. The practical side, Naval points us towards principles and what he calls mental models.
Mental models. Heard that term a lot.
Yeah.
What does he mean by it?
Well, he first points out a lousy way to predict things.
Okay, what not to do?
Just saying X happened in the past, therefore X will happen in the future.
Simple extrapolation can be dangerous.
Very. He says, what you want is principles. You want mental models.
So what are they, these models?
They're like compact ways for you to recall your own knowledge. Think of them as pointers, addresses, or mnemonics.
Okay, like shortcuts again.
Shortcuts to deeper understanding. They help you remember fundamental principles that you've already validated through your own experience. They build a framework for thinking.
Gotcha. So it's not just collecting random facts, it's building a robust way of thinking about the facts, understanding the how and why.
Exactly. Connecting this to the bigger picture, it's about understanding how things work fundamentally.
And the goal of developing judgment then, is it always being right?
Interestingly, no. He suggests the aim isn't necessarily having correct judgment.
Which seems impossible anyway.
Right. He says it's more about avoiding incorrect judgments.
Minimizing errors, damage control.
Yeah, because he acknowledges, look, we are fundamentally ignorant and very, very bad at predicting the future.
A dose of humility.
A big dose. So the focus shifts. And he gives practical tools, too, like for business decisions.
What does he recommend?
Prioritize the basics. Arithmetic, probability, and statistics.
Right.
Don't just rely on, agents or gut feelings alone.
Use the numbers. Be rational.
And for your beliefs to be actually useful, truly true in a practical sense,
Yeah.
they need to have predictive power. And crucially, they must be falsifiable.
Meaning you have to be able to test them, potentially prove them wrong.
Exactly. Otherwise, it's just dogma, right? Not a useful belief for navigating reality.
Okay, that makes sense. Build a framework, minimize errors, test your beliefs.
And this whole philosophy leads to some incredibly direct rules, heuristics for when you're facing tough choices, when you're stuck.
Yeah, like what? Give us an example.
Okay, the big one, the no rule.
No rule.
He says, if you can't decide, the answer is no.
Wow. Just default to no.
Yep. Simple, powerful, cuts through endless deliberation. If it's not a clear yes, it's a no for now.
That could save a lot of agonizing.
Totally. And another one, if you're truly evenly split on a difficult decision.
50-50 really torn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His advice, take the path more painful in the short term.
Ouch. Why? Choose the harder path.
Because, he argues, our instinct is often conflict avoidance. We try to push off the short-term pain.
Procrastinate the difficulty.
Right. But he believes most of the gains in life come from suffering in the short term, so you can get paid in the long term.
Invest now for future reward. Embrace the discomfort.
It's a call to lean into that short-term difficulty for the long-run benefit.
That really hammers home the idea of investing in your future self, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Which brings up ownership, execution.
Yeah, he has a great line about that. Cuts through the layers of delegation and maybe wishful thinking.
What's the adage?
If you want it done, then go. And if not, then send.
Okay, explain that.
He clarifies. If you want it done right, then you have to go yourself and do it.
Take personal responsibility if it really matters.
Exactly. It cuts through relying on intermediaries when the outcome is critical. It forces you to ask, am I really committed enough to see this through myself?
Or am I just hoping someone else handles it? A good gut check.
Definitely. Okay, let's pivot now to something huge we all chase. Happiness.
Ah, yes, the big one. What's Naval's take? I get the sense it's maybe not the standard view.
You'd be right. It might challenge some assumptions. He flat out suggests happiness is not something you inherit or even choose.
Wait, not choose. I thought he said it was a choice earlier.
Ah, good catch. Let me clarify that phrasing from the notes. Maybe it's better put that it's not just a simple choice in the moment, but more like a skill. He says it's a highly personal skill that can be learned, like fitness or nutrition.
Okay, a skill. Like learning an instrument or getting fit. Something you cultivate.
Exactly. He says about himself, my own happiness is the most important thing to me, and I've cultivated it with a lot of techniques.
So he actively works on it.
Actively. And he also admits the meaning of happiness changes with time for him. It's not static.
Interesting. It evolves. So how does he define this happiness skill then, if it's not just about feeling good externally?
Right. It's very internal. He says happiness is there when you remove the sense of something missing in your life.
Remove the feeling of lack.
Yeah. Fundamentally, it's the state when nothing is missing.
That is profound. It flips the script.
Yeah.
It's not about getting more things.
It's about removing the perception that something is missing.
Wow. Okay. What else?
He also points out, kind of philosophically, that every positive thought essentially holds within it a negative thought. They're intertwined.
Like you can't have up without down.
Sort of. And maybe more controversially, he believes everything is perfect exactly the way it is.
That's a hard one to swallow sometimes.
It is, but the key is the next part. How you choose to interpret them is up to you. You have that choice.
Ah, so the interpretation is the choice, the meaning you assign.
Exactly. And therefore, he concludes, happiness is a choice. It's choosing the interpretation that leads to peace or contentment.
So it is a choice, but it's the choice of perspective of interpretation, which then allows you to cultivate the skill of feeling content.
You nailed it. It's about cultivating that mindset of contentment, of acceptance, rather than constant seeking. And here's where it gets really into presence.
Being in the now.
Yeah. He suggests a neutral state is actually a perfection state.
Neutral equals perfection. How so?
He says, one can be very happy as long as one isn't too caught up in their own head. Let go of the constant judging, the narratives.
Just be aware.
Just be present. And he also says, a rational person can find peace by cultivating indifference to things outside of their control.
The Stoic influence there. Focus on what you can control, your reactions.
Absolutely. And he lists things he did to improve his own happiness baseline.
Like what? Specific techniques.
Yeah, lowering my identity, not being so attached to who he thinks he is, lowering the chattering of my mind, not caring about things that don't really matter, avoiding politics, avoiding unhappy people.
Any inputs?
Big time. Valuing his time, reading philosophy, meditating, and actively hanging out with happy people.
Designing his environment and inputs for peace.
Exactly. And for him, ultimately, when I say happiness, I mean peace.
Happiness equals peace.
And peace, interestingly, includes accepting anxiety, not fighting it, but accepting its presence.
Wow. Okay, that leads us to maybe the flip side. The common mistakes people make. The delusions we hold about happiness.
Yes. He points directly at the fundamental delusion many of us operate under.
Which is?
The most common mistake for humanity is believing you're going to be made happy because of some external circumstance.
The if-only trap.
Yeah.
If only I get that job, that house, that relationship, then I'll be happy.
Exactly. He calls it the fundamental delusion. There's something out there that will make me happy and fulfilled forever.
But it never works long-term, does it?
Nope. He says once we get it, we lose interest. The hedonic treadmill.
We adapt and start wanting the next thing.
Right. Which leads to his powerful framing of desire.
What does he say about desire?
Desire is a contract you make with yourself to be unhappy until you get what you want.
Oof, that's potent. Choosing your desires carefully then becomes crucial.
Very. Choose fewer, more meaningful desires. And understand, fundamentally, happiness is internal. And all the real scorecards are internal.
Stop comparing yourself to others. Compete with your past selves.
Precisely. And realizing, as Pascal Naval puts it, all of man's troubles arise because he cannot sit in a room quietly by himself.
The inability to just be with ourselves peacefully.
That's the challenge.
Okay, so if happiness is this internal skill, this choice of perspective, and we know the delusions, how do we actually make changes? Cultivate better habits, build that skill.
Great question. Let's unpack Naval's blueprint for mastering change. It's very practical.
Good. We need practical.
First, he reminds us of the basic options in any situation you don't like.
Okay, what are they?
You always have 3 choices. You can change it, you can accept it, or you can leave it.
Change, accept, or leave. Simple.
Simple but profound. And his advice, choose change rarely. Be thoughtful about trying to change external things. Acceptance or leaving might be more effective.
Interesting. Don't just default to trying to fix everything externally.
Right. Now, for changing yourself, for habit change, he offers a step-by-step blueprint. It's quite detailed.
Okay, lay it on us.
Pick one thing. Don't try to change everything at once.
Focus. Got it.
Cultivate a desire. Really want it. Visualize it. See the outcome. Plan a sustainable path.
Yep.
Don't aim too high too fast.
Makes sense. Small, sustainable steps.
Identify needs, triggers, and substitutes. Understand the mechanics of the old habit. Tell your friends. Accountability. Track meticulously. Measure progress. Then, self-discipline is a bridge to a new self-image. Use willpower to get started.
But it's just the bridge.
Right. The goal is to bake in the new self-image. So eventually, it's who you are now. It becomes automatic part of your identity.
So discipline gets you there, but identity keeps you there.
Exactly. And related to this, he advises pick one big desire in your life at any given time to give yourself purpose and motivation. Focus your energy.
Wow, that's a comprehensive plan. It really emphasizes focus and identity shift.
It does. And what's really illuminating is how it goes beyond just try harder, beyond sheer willpower.
Right, it's about identity and environment too.
Totally. Naval states the greatest superpower is the ability to change yourself.
That's a bold claim. The greatest superpower.
It is. And he pairs it with this idea of pacing. Impatience with actions, patience with results.
Meaning,
Get started now. Act quickly. Anything you have to do, just get it done. Why wait? He says, you're not getting any younger. Your life is slipping away. Don't wait. There's no later.
be impatient with starting, taking this step.
But be patient waiting for the results to compound. Don't expect overnight transformation.
Impatience with actions, patience with results.
I like that. And he talks about the environment's role.
How so?
The current environment programs the brain, but the clever brain can choose its upcoming environment.
Ah, so be intentional about your surroundings, your inputs, the people. Design your environment for success.
Exactly. And for self-improvement without just relying on that finite resource of self-discipline,
Yeah.
the key is to update your self-image. Start thinking like the person you want to become. Live into that new identity.
Fake it till you make it, but in a deeper identity level way.
Kind of, yeah. It's about genuinely shifting how you see yourself.
Okay. This loops back beautifully to courage and authenticity, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Especially against social pressure.
It really does, because changing yourself often means going against the grain. And Naval has this great definition of courage.
What is it? Not charging machine guns.
Exactly. He says, courage isn't charging into a machine gun nest. Courage is not caring what other people think.
Wow. The courage to be yourself, unswayed by judgment.
That's the real bravery, in his view. He also warns social approval is inside the herd. If you want social approval, definitely go read what the herd is reading.
A bit cynical, but maybe true. Follow the crowd for acceptance.
But the implication is, if you want real wisdom, deeper understanding, you need to look beyond the popular trends. Seek foundational knowledge.
Okay, so with all this potential for self-directed change, what's the biggest hurdle, the main obstacle we face?
It's maybe not what you'd expect. He believes the hardest thing is not doing what you want. It's knowing what you want.
Figuring out your actual desire, separate from all the noise and expectations, that's the real work.
That's the deep work. And he reminds us the path isn't always easy or glamorous. Achieving anything worthwhile, internally or externally, requires you to grind and sweat, toil and bleed, face the abyss. It's all part of becoming an overnight success.
Right. The overnight success that was years in the making. It's a journey, not a magic switch.
Definitely a journey. Okay, as we start to wrap up this deep dive, let's touch on some really practical daily stuff, the foundational wisdom that supports everything else.
The bedrock habits. Yeah, what does he emphasize?
Health is paramount, non-negotiable. He says it's his #1 priority in life. Above my happiness, above my family, above my work is my own health.
Wow. Above everything else.
Above everything. Because without it, nothing else matters or functions well.
Makes sense. Any specific advice?
Super simple, actionable stuff. Diet. The more processed the food, the less one should consume.
Eat real food, basically.
Pretty much. And exercise.
Yeah.
A powerful mantra. The harder the workout, the easier the day.
Get the hard physical effort done, and the rest of the day feels lighter.
That seems to be the idea. Build resilience. Burn off stress.
And these simple choices, they tie back to that earlier point, don't they?
Which one?
The hard choices, easy life idea.
Absolutely. He encapsulates it perfectly. Easy choices, hard life. Hard choices, easy life.
Eating healthy, exercising. Those are often harder choices in the moment than grabbing junk food or staying on the couch.
But they lead to an easier life long term. Better health, more energy, more clarity. It's front-loading the effort again.
Makes total sense. What about mindfulness? Presence. That seems like a big theme.
Huge theme. Runs through everything. He gives a brilliant analogy for meditation.
What's that?
Meditation is intermittent fasting for the mind.
Ooh, giving the mind a break from constant input, constant chatter. I like that.
Yeah. And a super practical life hack. When in bed, meditate.
Meditate. Yeah.
It's logic. Either you will have a deep meditation or fall asleep. Victory either way.
Huh. Can't let this.
It really is.
Mhm.
And he connects focus to presence. The ability to singularly focus is related to the ability to lose yourself and be present, happy, and, ironically, more effective.
Being fully absorbed in the now
Yeah.
makes you happier and better at what you're doing.
Exactly. And for him, the real purpose of meditation, it's simple. Meditation is turning off society and listening to yourself.
Tuning out the external noise, tuning into your own internal wisdom.
That's the goal.
It's quite insightful thinking about how much energy we as modern humans spend outside ourselves, right?
Yeah, he notes that. Modern humans, we don't live enough in our bodies. We don't live enough in our awareness.
Too much energy spent conforming, worrying, chasing.
Right. He suggests a powerful reframing technique for negative situations.
What's that?
When faced with something you don't like, actively ask yourself, what is the positive of this situation?
Find the silver lining, the opportunity within the challenge.
Exactly. Shifting perspective again. It can be transformative. And he offers wisdom on financial freedom, too.
Related to lifestyle.
Yeah. People who live far below their means enjoy a freedom that people busy upgrading their lifestyles can't fathom.
The freedom from needing more, from the golden handcuff.
And it's a different kind of wealth. And on managing emotions, specifically anger.
What's his take?
Anger is a hot coal you hold in your hand while waiting to throw it at somebody. It hurts you more than anyone else.
Let it go quickly. Don't hold on to it.
And finally, a call to action. Inspiration is perishable. Act on it immediately.
Don't let good ideas just fade away. Capture them. Act on them.
Yeah. All these pieces, they weave together. Presence, intention, internal peace, health. It's a whole philosophy for living.
It really is.
Wow, what a deep dive that was. We've gone from, finding your path, making clearer decisions.
All the way to happiness as a skill, mastering change, and these really practical daily wisdom nuggets.
Yeah. And the real power, like we said at the start, isn't just knowing this stuff.
No, it's doing it, adopting it, making it real in your life.
Exactly. Transforming your day-to-day.
And the goal isn't, to suddenly become naval Ravikant overnight or implement everything at once.
Definitely not. Remember his own advice for habit change.
Pick one thing.
Pick one thing. Maybe for you listening, it's cultivating that indifference to things outside your control.
Or maybe it's consciously choosing the harder short-term path next time you're really stuck on a decision.
Or maybe just trying that meditation life hack tonight.
Yeah. Start small. Be consistent. That's how you build towards that more intentional, fulfilling life he talks about.
So let's leave you with a final provocative thought to chew on.
Okay. Hit us with it.
Naval states, and we touched on this, the hardest thing is not doing what you want. It's knowing what you want.
Mm-hmm. The challenge of self-discovery.
So the question for you is, how much time are you really dedicating to understanding your own deepest desires? Truly, independent of what society or your family or the herd expects.
That's a big question.
It is, but hopefully this deep dive has given you some powerful tools, some frameworks to begin that really crucial self-exploration. And maybe, just maybe, start to uncover what it is you truly want to build and become.